Hi, welcome back to BRMC's Healthy Connections with our guest, Mike Beam, with Active Lifestyle Institute. Mike, tell folks what Active Lifestyle Institute is.
What ALI, or Active Lifestyle Institute, is an orthopedic service line. And within the healthcare industry, it's a relatively new concept. It's been out there a few years, but not too long. And basically, what we do is take a patient, or take the processes that all of our patients go through from the inception. Let's say they go to one of the orthopedic surgeons. That surgeon refers them for physical therapy or for a surgery. Then at that point, we begin to look at all the processes and procedures that patient goes through, and we have several teams. We have a joint replacement team, we have a fracture care team, sports medicine team, and a few others, hopefully soon developing a spine team. And we look at all the processes those patients go through, and how can we make their way through the system more efficiently,
Peace of mind,
and just make sure that we're doing all the appropriate things for the patient we can. We also look at a lot of clinical metrics, and we also manage budgetary constraints, and make sure that we're as you know, the hospital is not for profit, so we have to be very aware of how and where we're spending our money. But I always tell people, and it's the absolute truth, we don't manage the money to the nth degree. We make sure that the clinical piece always takes precedent over everything else, but everything has to be appropriate. So we manage a lot of different pieces. We work with a lot of different departments, and have some great people on the teams.
Who are some of the people now, our orthopedic folks? Talk about some of them.
And this is fun. We have just, a few months back, signed Dr. Moore as a hospital physician. Very happy about that. And most recently, Dr. Terry Green has signed with the hospital as a staff physician as well. We work with a lot of other physicians in the field of orthopedics. We also work closely with Dr. Knox, and he has, I mentioned he's been around for almost 30 years, so he's a staple here for sure in the region. But within his office as well, he has brought on a new physician to the area, Dr. Russ Rawls, and young guy, just out of fellowship, and doing really well so far.
Oh, that's great to hear.
A lot of outcomes. I was up on the floor, matter of fact, this morning, talking to Denton Chips, our nurse lead for orthopedics, and talking a little bit about the physicians, but Dr. Rawls in particular, and he's doing very well.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's great to hear.
And other physicians we work with Dr. Arp. He's a surgical podiatrist here, which are kind of, as my dad would say, kind of rarer than hen's teeth. There aren't many out.
Hens have teeth?
I'm not sure.
Those suckers bite. Come on.
We work with him. We work with Dr. Matt Wilson as well, and also Dr. Newman.
Dr. Newman.
So, yeah.
We are so blessed in this area to have all of these skilled professionals that can come together, form a team for what our patients need when they come through the hospital. It's just amazing.
Absolutely.
And I don't always think people realize that they do work in conjunction with each other as far as whatever it takes to have the patient's best care at heart. So
I think so. Very collaborative, and I think it's necessary. I think it's vital, and certainly within the hospital. And that's another role of ALI, or Active Lifestyle Institute, is to make sure that surgery is talking to the orthopedic floor is talking to PT, all of us are talking to discharge planning is talking to the patient. We're all talking to the patient.
Great continuity of care.
There are a lot of moving parts and pieces to this, and there's a big marketing piece to it too, obviously. And something I enjoy doing is getting out in the counties. We serve 11 counties, so there's a lot of outreach involved. There's a lot of I do like to talk a lot. I know it's a big shock to you.
Be still my heart. No.
but I do. I go out and we visit periodically with about 300 physicians out and about, mostly PCPs. In 11 counties, and just make sure they're they're kept abreast of what we're doing, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work.
I was going to say that's a huge job.
It is. It's a lot of hard work, and but at the end of the day, and it's something we talk about in team meetings, and it's said, not in jest. It's not a joke, but it's slightly humorous, but basically we're not dealing with widgets. We're not making little bitty widgets. I mean, we're dealing with people with real issues, with real problems that affect their quality of life, and how they manage their daily activities.
And it's not one size fits all.
It is not.
Always needs to be tailored to the individual.
It's not one size fits all. You have plenty of our older population who will never see a joint replacement surgery, and good for them. You have other people who have abused their bodies in their younger years, playing ball and whatnot. I don't know anybody like that off the top of my head, but some of us are 40 years old, or 41 if I'm being very honest, and probably looking at replacement surgery in the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
It's just, and you do find as time goes on, younger and younger people that are younger and younger, beginning to look at this as an option, because implants are lasting so much longer. 15 years ago, an implant might last, I don't know, 7 years maybe a little longer. Anymore, I mean, there are plenty of commercials out there saying some implants are lasting up to 20 years.
Up to 20 years, and the older you are, I mean, that may be the rest of your life.
And the difference too is, I think, with the current generations across all spectrums of demographics, people are more active.
Absolutely.
I don't know, 40 years ago there probably weren't a lot of 80-year-olds walking out in the park just daily for exercise. You do find that. I mean, our Van Mater Senior Center always has classes for people who are active.
They're doing yoga, dancing,
right?
all sorts of things.
Centers, all of the centers on the hospital campus, always have a spectrum of ages. But exercise programs for all ages. But we do find a lot of our older friends and families jumping into those programs. Everybody's more active these days.
Right, which they need to be. I mean, we've talked on the show before with folks about especially like the Repel Diabetes Learning Center, the effects that obesity is having on our populations throughout the country, and as a world we're getting heavier and need to stop.
Yeah, I know. So, that hits home. I know. But and one thing, there are plenty of larger people like myself who are active, who stay active. I think as we get older, and I have this talk with myself quite often, and more often these days, as I begin to get older, the weight certainly is something that has to be addressed. And I say that only to say this: when you're 20 years old, 300 pounds might not. You're a kid.
Yeah.
You're managing things okay, maybe playing ball or whatever. As we get older, obviously, we have to address things we might not want to address when we need to address them. But you're right. Wellness, there's a big push in the country and certainly throughout the world, but certainly here in the U.S., about obesity and diabetes and all the things associated with it. And it certainly behooves us all to pay attention to that and at least be active.
Right. Eat well, be active. Talk to us a little bit about the sports medicine. I know you're so involved with that. And what's been going on with just recently? And we're back in football season with the kids. So
absolutely.
What's going on with that?
Well, we're back in football season and volleyball. I think there's a lot of things going on right now. Everybody's getting geared up for some of the fall sports. Basketball comes to mind. Heather Guthrie, our athletic trainer, has done an excellent job for as long as I've been here in this capacity for a couple of years with our area schools. I don't know how she does it all, but she keeps these kids in motion, and she's running a sports clinic on Saturdays for us, along with physical therapy, and she's doing a great job with that. But certainly, and I don't know when the breaks are in the show, but I want to spend a few minutes talking about a real exciting opportunity we have. Oh,
good. Let's talk about that right after the break.
Okay.
I want to talk about that opportunity.
Great. All right. Sounds
good. Don't go away. We'll be right back.